Good morning, beautiful. Hi, I'm Jordan James, and this is Good Deeds Buffalo. I want to thank the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York for sponsoring this episode and allowing me the opportunity to take the time to give back and highlight the good deeds of the City of Good Neighbors that often go unnoticed. On Good Deeds Buffalo, the Buffalo West New York community will nominate someone for their good deed. This person would be involved in the community and oftentimes are a beacon of hope and kindness. At random, I will select someone to showcase and thank. Enjoy the show. On the last episode of Good Deeds Buffalo, I sat down with Diane Cuccio, decades-long volunteer and assistant chief barker of Variety Buffalo, the children's charity of Buffalo and Western New York, which has been servicing the needs of Western New York's sick, disabled, and disadvantaged children for over 90 years. As the area's leading charity, they are honored to be a part of the fabric of our community and to have the public's trust. That's why all of their donations stay local and go directly to equipment and programs that our region's special kids need most. And their promise is to be faithful stewards of public funds and a compassionate advocate for children living with illness, disability, and disadvantage in our region. Their annual Variety Kids Telethon is the longest running locally produced telethon in the nation, and it's their flagship event, a real Western New York treasure. To learn more about Diane Cuccio and Variety Buffalo, just head over to gooddeedsbuffalo.tv. Now, in this episode of Good Deeds Buffalo, we will sit down and talk with Buffalo music legend Van Taylor. Van has spent the last 49 years entertaining, performing R&B and jazz all over the world. A Buffalo Music Hall of Fame inductee in 1998, and he's actually opened shows for Natalie Cole, Gladys Knight, Kool and the Gang, but didn't let that distract him of giving back, resulting in over the years producing several fundraisers for sickle cell anemia, UNICEF, Children's Hospital, Roswell Park, Heartstrings, AIDS Research, and the United Way. He also did the Concert from the Heart with the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra, just to name a few. He is the former vice president of the Historic Colored Musicians Club and the executive director of Bullion Foundation, Improving Life for Youth and the Underprivileged. He is the recipient of the Marquis Who's Who Lifetime Achievement Award in 2019, and he's the organizer and marketing director for Western New York's Veterans Day Parade. Meet Van Taylor right after this.
This edition of Good Deeds Buffalo is made possible thanks to the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York and some of their members that include these amazing Mexican restaurants. Taqueria Ranchos Las Delicias, 1560 Niagara Street in Buffalo. Dine in or enjoy a drink at the bar featuring Margarita Mondays, Taco Tuesday, and Drafts Wednesday, all for $1.99. Check out the hours and menu at taqueriaranchos.com or call 882-2800. There's more authentic food at Taqueria Ranchos Dos at 445 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo, featuring karaoke Friday nights from 10 until 3, salsa night Saturday 10 till 3, with Margarita Mondays, Taco Tuesday, and Drafts Wednesday, all for $1.99. Go online for the menu and more at taqueriaranchosdowntown.com or call 844-8847. And in Tonawanda, check out Acapulco, serving delicious Mexican favorites with drink specials, also with Margarita Monday, Taco Tuesday, and Drafts Wednesday for $1.99. Acapulco is at 707 Main Street and online at acapulcotonawanda.com. Call 525-1551. Enjoy one or all of these authentic Mexican restaurants supporting hometown culture.
Joining me now in studio is Van Taylor. It's a pleasure to have you on the show and learn more about everything you've done for Buffalo over the last 49 years or so.
Well, thank you so much. I'm honored to be here, and it's really my pleasure, my privilege to sit right here next to you and share what stories I can, but how you pick me is the question. Like, where did that come from?
Yes, so we have a nomination form right on our website, the gooddeedsbuffalo.tv, but Kaz Rodriguez actually nominated you.
A gentleman and a scholar he is. Yes, he is. Thank you, Kaz.
When did your love for music start?
Early, very early. My father played piano, my brothers played piano, so I really started playing piano at age 5.
Oh, age 5.
Age 5.
Age 5. So more so, when did your love for jazz start?
That's an interesting story.
Yeah.
Because here's the catch. I didn't start playing jazz and R&B. I started playing polka music.
Okay, polka music. Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in a Polish neighborhood.
Okay.
So I was surrounded by polka music 24/7. So I could get an accordion out and do whatever polka you wanted. I was right there. But here's the catch, though. Polka music has a lot of different forms, especially with the horn lines.
Okay.
And I fell in love with that. So it started out with polka music. Then I went to Latin music.
Latin music, wonderful.
Okay, that was the next phase.
Yeah.
And the similarity in the horn lines were very much the same.
So you were seeing a similarity then in the music.
Yeah, it was very easy to connect the dots. And then from there, pretty much blues. Then country.
Country,
The connection
okay.
between country, I played a lot of country. Overseas, my first gig was country gig. But the similarity with country and blues and old time gospel is one in the same.
One and the same.
So jazz actually came last.
Jazz came last for you.
Came
but when you were
last.
doing those other genres, you quickly connected them.
It was easy. You
Yeah.
know, music is a universal language. It really
Universal
honestly is. You can hear, I've been to Africa several times, to Greece and places I've traveled throughout the world, but I hear the similarity in all the music no matter where I go. Doesn't matter what language you speak. A bad singer is a bad singer, a great singer is a great singer, and you don't have to understand the language, but you understand the vibe and the feel.
Yeah. How is it opening shows for talents like Natalie Cole, Gladys Knight, and Kool and the Gang?
Well, for me, it's kind of different. I would say this. I looked at people as people, whether it was Natalie Cole or Gladys Knight or the gentlemen in Kool and the Gang, because they used to practice here in Buffalo, and they also played here a
really?
lot in Buffalo. Yeah. And Natalie used to practice here when she was on tour. She would stop, and we ended up being her opening act.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the Colored Musicians Club. And we got tied up with Gladys Knight and a number of acts that we followed LaBelle, that group LaBelle. And, but I always treated people as people, so I wasn't blown away by, this is so-and-so. They still were people 24/7, no matter what they did and how they are, but they had the blessings and the gift of entertainment. And that passed on to me to tackle the music.
Yeah.
Learn the music, and then entertain your audience and your guests. The entertainment business is a business.
Yeah,
You
for
don't
sure.
have to just play. It's a lot of people involved, so one band could employ 300 people easily.
Oh, wow.
People don't look at it that way.
I didn't realize that.
Sure.
But yeah.
You take a band, go play a club. That's the club. The club has staff that operates that club. People come into the club and sit down. You got food, you got the cooks, you got the waiters, you got the waitresses, all being paid. You got to get there, you got to park. That's a whole other part of it.
Yep, so there's
okay?
already so many people there. There's already a couple people there,
So
yeah.
with my group, Tailor Made Jazz Play, we come to, say, Milan, or we go to Naples in Italy, right? We just put maybe 30,000 people to work.
Wow.
From the moment of the airport, to the train, to the cab, to the hotels. Every city has the same thing. Buffalo, when there's a big concert, and you look at the big boom now that our politicians have learned to grasp
Yeah.
cultural stuff, right?
Cultural stuff, yeah, for sure.
Because somebody had to explain to them, one group coming to town, you just put every hotel to work, every restaurant to work, all the
see.
people that support all of that, same thing.
And it kind of leads me into my next question a little bit. Do you think music has the ability to connect our community?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, some of the bigger venues, or even the smaller venues, I think in tourism in reverse. When I go to other cities, why do I go? I'm going to check out the entertainment. But people come here, and it may be on the east side, it may be on the west side, it could easily be on the south side. But the point is, you're coming for the music, and you're coming for the atmosphere of that community and how it represents and presents itself.
The music has such a strong way to bring us together, being a universal language. No matter what genre listen to, it can certainly bring Buffalo together.
Well, absolutely. I mean, they always had these big events, polka events at the
Yep.
Central Terminal for years.
Polka events, wonderful.
Right.
And everybody goes and has a good old time.
I loved it.
Yep.
Okay. And people were like, "You like polka? Oh, come on now."
Yeah.
I get out there on the floor with you.
No, it's wonderful. Now, as a role model to so many, how do you keep the community positive and upbeat, the community that you interact with?
Well, that's not that hard. It's the moment you wake up in the morning, you know, you wake up with a smile. Somebody could be having a bad day, all righty? And no matter what it is, if you smile, it may stretch them a little bit to smile back, but eventually they will, okay? Or a kind word, always a kind word, because you don't know what that other person is going through that day.
Very true.
or something else they might be not going through or not telling. And a compliment doesn't hurt, you know? People are quick to attack and say something bad, but how about just say something good and something nice?
Very true.
You know?
So just starting that
From the moment you wake up.
moment we wake up, have a smile on your face and try to think positively.
That's exactly
about the day.
it.
And if maybe even if your day is not going that well, try to help someone else have a good day.
That's
too.
right, and
Okay.
eventually it'll come back your way.
Sure.
It always does.
Now, can you tell me some of your favorite memories from the fundraisers you've held from over the years?
Oh, wow.
Because I know you've been in quite a few.
Quite a few. The Jerry Lewis telethons were exciting to me. They had the big division, but we had a Buffalo division that used to be at the, now it's called the Millennium. It was Sheridan that time. But working with all the different people there. Now here's the thing about it. It's a small community, a small world, because you got the Variety Club telethon as well. That one had a huge impact on my life because I loved working with it, watching the kids, especially the kids, but knowing that the money that you're helping raising will help so many other families.
Yeah.
Okay? But then as you start looking around, you notice that whether the fundraisers over here for Roswell or Children's Hospital, a lot of it still is the community as a whole coming together to try to make something happen. We did the Roswell thing in 2004. And again, people with cancer and things like that. So my group has always supported charities of all types, as long as it was good to the community and good for the community. And then the key is the musicians I surround myself with. So it's not just me.
Yeah.
I can go do a show, but then you got to look, there's maybe 30 people behind me with the same attitude, the same disposition to give back. So now I've got an entire orchestra really behind me doing different things at different times with the same common goal, to give back.
Yeah, and you actually, so you performed on the Variety Buffalo Telethon in 2019 with your tailor-made jazz tour with the music on the front lines.
Yes.
How was that experience?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Beautiful?
We hadn't done it in a while, and it was just an incredible experience when John gave me a call and said, hey, how about this? I loved it, you know? And the whole crew was like, no hesitation. When and where do we need to be? Okay, but I can go back to the 80s. I can go back a little bit further than that with the Variety Club Telethon.
Yeah.
And it was always exciting.
But most importantly, like you said, you've seen Buffalo coming together for these events, regardless of the charity. Buffalo came together to be the city of good neighbors, and that is wonderful. Now, you are the former president of the Historic Colored Musicians Club. How did that come about, and how did you get involved?
Well, I've been involved since the 70s. I went there to learn jazz.
Jazz, yeah.
And it was kind of funny because the story I'll share with you one day is, it starts with the Variety Club Telethon.
It really does.
But it really starts with the Variety Club Telethon. But I went there to learn jazz and did not learn jazz.
Okay, so you didn't learn the jazz.
I didn't
That's
learn
what
the
you
jazz,
went there for.
But that's what I went there for. And the thing is that the president of that time, Katrina Wright, was looking toward the future. And she wanted to find somebody that could help the club years later. And so they kind of looked at me, and then one day eventually I did become vice president with the goal in mind to help facilitate the building of a museum. Okay. And so now we have the Colored Musicians Club Museum in the lower level, a dream that came true. And along with the board of directors, you now have that museum. Currently, they're working on the development of an elevator and renovations of the upstairs club itself. That's where the history is. If you were a musician of color and you had to play in a union, they had a union there, 533, and then AFM absorbed it and into Local 92, except the Colored Musicians Club owned the building. Oh, okay. So that's why it is the oldest club in the United States. The oldest club in the jazz club in the United States is the Colored Musicians Club, because they owned the building and they did not lose it where everybody else did. Now, so in 2007, I wanted to move on to this question because it interested me so much. In 2007, you were awarded the Champion of Human Rights by the Youth for Human Rights International on their world tour. Can you tell us about some of the human rights you've been involved in, or pushing for, rather? Well, a lot of things. For instance, when we go on tour, you hear about trafficking of children and things of that nature. And so it placed me in a position to where, while I'm on tour, to keep an eye open for such things. And if I saw it or could affect it, or somebody would hand me a note, then get it to the proper authorities so they could go and rescue someone or something like that. You have to really be aware that somebody could be trying to tell you something, I'm in trouble, but you got to be able to be aware enough to not blow it and to get the proper authorities to them so that they can be rescued or something like that. So I've always stood up for that, human rights.
And I'm thankful that you were in those key spots to help people who might have been trafficked, and you were able to hopefully, sound the alarm, if you will. Now, how do you see the scene in Buffalo's, Buffalo's growing music scene? How do you see it changing? And what do you hope to see?
Well, the thing is that you got the Outer Harbor that's growing. You had Canal Side that has definitely blown up already. But also all the different festivals and how they're linked. But the important part is how it's perceived.
Understood, yeah,
okay?
How it's perceived. How
it's perceived. And the thing is that from a political standpoint, it's about economics. And because people are able to see the connection of the economic growth of it, that having bands and singers and children and shows of that nature and concerts, how it comes down to the bottom line for a lot of people. For the entertainer itself, it is what you do. It is your living. It may not be the biggest living, but you do what you love and you love what you do.
Right.
And with that, you bring joy.
Sure. So just to see that, you would hope to see that the music scene continues to grow. And take advantage of these wonderful things we have coming to Buffalo.
And exactly. And just like even though we're in the time of COVID, I look for the day past it, and how we move past it.
Which kind of leads me to my next question, because recently you were the organizer and marketing director for the Western New York's Veterans Day Parade.
Yes.
When did you get involved with that? I've seen that happened, previously.
It started by New York Senator Antoine Thompson. He felt that veterans need to be recognized, so I was on the very first parade committee.
Okay, very first parade committee.
And that's going back, I think, 2008 to 2009, so this goes back quite a bit. And from there, it kind of grew and then went down and grew and went down. Unfortunately, when it comes to veterans, people don't look at it the same way you would look at it as, say, St. Patrick's Day, some beer and a leprechaun. We don't have that. Or Santa Claus parade, you got Santa Claus, or the Easter parade, you got the bunny. We have veterans that we try to honor and bring awareness.
And it's such a beautiful way to bring the community together and bring, again, like you said, the awareness. Now, are you a veteran yourself?
No, I'm not a veteran. I'm a GSC, Government Service Civilian.
Okay.
And I've been that for quite some time. I've never taken the oath. I wanted to take the oath, but my draft sergeant had a better idea.
But you did, in a way, service us, so thank you.
I went to Vietnam. Instead of with a gun, I went with a keyboard. But I also saw firsthand combat. I also saw our troops be out there listening to us today, and then tomorrow you're in the hospital and there's an arm and there's a leg blown off. The heads are wrapped up, so I witnessed that.
You're able to witness it firsthand.
Firsthand of how a life could be changed in just 24 hours.
I'm glad that you took that as motivation to continue to do good, though.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what you have to do in that situation. And like I said, thank you for your service. Even going over there, it's certainly something that is dangerous, so thank you.
Yeah.
Now, the African Americans Veteran Monument.
That will be coming.
Yeah, what is that and when?
Well, it's 2022. It will be built and open to the public, but it's dedicated to the people that have been in service to our country, African Americans, since the beginning of the country and every single war.
Oh wow!
That's what this is about.
That's really powerful.
Every single
very in depth.
War. Because a lot of times people aren't aware. They just see what they see on television, and most of the TV films don't show too many African Americans anywhere. You wouldn't even think there were anybody in the war.
And been fighting for our country, and so deserve something like that.
And many have died.
Yes.
Okay. But this way, we can tell the story, tell the history, and educate everyone. That's the whole point, is to educate everyone, and then highlight not only just African Americans, but everybody.
Yeah.
And this is just a great way to honor those who did serve.
Those who did serve. And
but educate.
Educate.
Yeah.
I think that that's such a powerful thing to do, is to educate and to remember those who served.
Tell the history,
and
tell
the
history.
Stories. One of the reasons why I started the Good Deeds Buffalo show is I wanted to record people's existence while they were here.
Yes.
And the good that they do. So I'm glad that we're able to do that for you, Van.
Well, thank you.
And everyone else we've had on the show. It is awesome, so thank you.
Well, like I said, I am truly honored.
You can learn more about Van Taylor and how you can help him give back online at gooddeedsbuffalo.tv. Now, would you like to get caught up on all the good events and news happening here in Western New York? Perfect. We'll be right back with Jordan's Good Events and News. Stay tuned.
This edition of Good Deeds Buffalo is made possible thanks to the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York and some of their members that include these amazing Mexican restaurants. Taqueria Ranchos Las Delicias, 1560 Niagara Street in Buffalo. Dine in or enjoy a drink at the bar featuring Margarita Mondays, Taco Tuesday, and Drafts Wednesday, all for $1.99. Check out the hours and menu at taqueriaranchos.com or call 882-2800. There's more authentic food at Taqueria Ranchos Dos at 445 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo, featuring karaoke Friday nights from 10 until 3, salsa night Saturday 10 till 3, with Margarita Mondays, Taco Tuesday, and Drafts Wednesday, all for $1.99. Go online for the menu and more at taqueriaranchosdowntown.com or call 844-8847. And in Tonawanda, check out Acapulco, serving delicious Mexican favorites with drink specials, also with Margarita Monday, Taco Tuesday, and Drafts Wednesday for $1.99. Acapulco is at 707 Main Street and online at acapulcotonawanda.com. Call 525-1551. Enjoy one or all of these authentic Mexican restaurants supporting hometown culture.
Welcome back to Good Deeds Buffalo. I'm your host, Jordan James. We're here with today's guest, Van Taylor, talking about his long music career and how he's given back to Western New York over the years. This is my favorite part of the show because I get to give back to those who give without asking for anything in return. In fact, my friend Jessie from West Seneca is a 200-hour certified yoga teacher focused on restorative and gentle yoga, and she loves what Van does and continues to do for our community. And she's actually donated a personalized relaxation session for you and for friends. She'll focus on simple, gentle movements to create space in your body, connect with your breaths, all while she quiets your mind. How does that sound, Van?
I love it.
Isn't it just wonderful?
I love it. I'm a former martial arts instructor, so I'm into this.
Yes, so that'd be something that you could definitely use.
Thank you.
I also reached out to Double Eagle Embroidery, which has been servicing Western New York since 2002, and has supplied Western New York with top quality embroidered and screen printed apparel, as well as other specialty products. With a talented staff coming from all areas of custom embroidery and promotional product industry, Double Eagle can meet any challenge and exceed your expectation. With fast turnaround times, competitive pricing, and low minimums, Double Eagle is sure to become your go-to shop. And they wanted to make sure you were dressed in Buffalo style, Van, with this Bills Mafia, right? Sweatshirt. Nice. Isn't that so wonderful?
I wrote a Bills tune. Bills are on the move.
Woohoo!
I wrote that
Bills
too.
Mafia. You'll be rocking it in style. Isn't that awesome?
Gotta let you hear the song. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, this next gift is sponsored by Dare to Dream Graphics. The owner, Danielle, knows firsthand the importance of participating in the communities we live in as a member of Niagara Rises. Niagara Rises is a nonprofit organization committed to providing support, resources, and networking opportunities to organizations working towards strengthening Niagara County. I'd like to give you this plaque naming you a 2021 Good Deeds Buffalo honoree for showing your commitment and support for the communities of Western New York.
Thank you so much. I'm truly honored.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for everything you do.
I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Do you know someone you would like for me to highlight for their good deed on Good Deeds Buffalo? This person would be involved in the community and oftentimes are a beacon of hope and kindness. Head over to gooddeedsbuffalo.tv, fill out the quick and easy nomination form, and if selected, we'll reach out to you for more information. Again, thank you so much for coming on the show, Van.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Now, you can learn how to help Van Taylor online at gooddeedsbuffalo.tv. I want to thank our sponsors, the Hispanic Heritage Council of Western New York, and their underwriters, Yoga with Jessie, Double Eagle Embroidery, Dare to Dream Graphics, and WBBZ TV. Until next time, I'm Jordan James, and this is Good Deeds Buffalo. Thanks for watching. Remember, hate is in the moment, love is forever.
Amen.
This is a good one.
Sounds like us. That is us.
It's you?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.